Hello and welcome to my video about cooking traditional Dutch Erwtensoep or pea soup. I almost say pie soup, but it's pea soup. I've got this recipe from my mother-in-law, who sadly passed away in her 50s. Through the years I have adopted it a little bit. She used fresh vegetables, at least uncut vegetables. And I went to pre-cut vegetables in a mix that already was ready. Nowadays some of the ingredients she used are kind of hard to get. She used hamschijf. At the time it also was difficult to get, but nowadays it's even more difficult, so I'm making a switch to hamlappen. I will put in the translations in English in text. I hope you bear with me, I'm a little bit tired again. Yes, I'm always tired to make videos. Now that is a regular state with me, so that's no problem. I'm only filming things I'm doing anyway, so it's not a lot of energy I spend on filming. What I'm gonna show you is this. For the first time I'm going to try the slow cooker, because the traditional erwtensoep has to cook according the recipe 2 hours about. So I think the slow cooker is a nice option. So this will be an experiment for me. But if it fails, I can also put it in a traditional pan and save it. But anyway, in this is about 15 grams of salt, 2 liters of water and split erwten. And like this, split erwten. And it's about, let's see, how many grams. I will let you know. Here, 500 grams. Yes, okay. So 2 liters of water, 15 grams of salt and 500 grams split erwten. I'm also going to put in spekreepjes. Well, literally translated that is bacon, but in different countries bacon looks different. So I will find on the internet if it also is described as bacon, but as you can see it's a little fatty. I will put in half of it, so that will be 150 grams of spekreepjes. As I said, the hamschijf is very difficult to get nowadays, probably because it's old-fashioned. So I'm gonna try these hamlappen. The hamschijf, if I can find it, I will put a photo in. Is also pork meat with a kind of round piece of fatty stuff on it, which you remove after it has been cooked. So in this case I will have to see if these are also working. You need the fatty stuff because it needs to be soft meat, and if it's too nice meat, it will not be soft, it will dry out, because it will be cooking quite a long time, especially in the slow cooker, of course. Well, this at the moment the ingredients. Then normally I will put it on traditionally 1 hour, and then I will put vegetables in, specially made for erwtensoep. These are fortunately readily available, but in this case probably in about, let's say, 2 or 3 hours I will put in the vegetables. Okay, I will leave you with this and I will tape the next step for you also. I could not put in all the meat. They are rib loppers, I see now. Maybe I named them differently. But most of it is in it, but I could not put in more because it's almost overflowing. So that's not too bad because the total was 618 grams for 4 pieces of meat. So 3 are in now. That's more than enough because the hamschijf never gave that much meat anyway because you had to remove a lot of that afterwards. So I think it maybe ends up with even more meat now than I'm used to with hamschijf. So I will put it on and after a few hours I will put in some vegetables and I will tape that also for you. Well, let's take a look. I discovered that I had to put it on high because after an hour it was still lukewarm and now it worked fine. So it really needs a hot temperature and the hours probably. I will now, I fished out the meat and I will now cut it in smaller pieces, but as you can see it's shrunk enormously. So it's a little bit less than I expected, but we'll see. Well, when it's pulled apart, it looks about the same amount as I always got from the hamschijf. There in the middle was mostly a bone and an outer band of fat had to be removed. This meat doesn't need that, so might be fine also. And this is the end result. Let's taste it and I will bring out my report in another little movie. Okay, I promised to make a report of how the soup worked out. And I also promised you as realistic as possible videos. So I have to fess up, as you probably already saw in the last shot before this, that the soup was too watery. The taste was very well and the meat etc. combination also worked out, but it was way too watery. So the next time I will be doing 1500 milliliters instead of 2 liters. And if then the soup turns out to get a little bit too thick, I can always add water. So we ate wonderfully, the taste was good, but for a traditional pea soup, I always say pie, they say that as a guideline, your spoon must stay up. So traditionally it's a very thick soup meant to be a meal. So as I said, it's a realistic video and I've learned a lot from it and I did not have to throw away the soup because the taste was good. But if you enjoyed watching this video, please like or subscribe and thank you for watching. Bye!